all right, let's do one about ET technology and telepathy and consciousness. So a lot of these extraterrestrial beings who are technological in nature. Now remember, people often, the first thing we have to remember is that just because we use the label extraterrestrial or galactic does not mean they are technologically advanced. A lot of civilizations, I've met a lot of these beings, do not use technology and actually prefer not to even have it around them. I myself, as somebody who is highly connected, was in the tech industry as a web developer, see the benefits and have an observational view of technology, so I kind of help people with the understanding and, you know, is it good, is it bad, that type of thing, but also prefer a technological free type of lifestyle in the woods, in the mountains, that type of thing. But a lot of civilizations have gone the tech route. And humans, there are humans out there who have used technology, more humans than you can imagine, hundreds of billions of humans that have expanded into the planetary systems that we are going to uncover soon. There are beings like the Zeta Reticulans and Arcturians and all kinds of others that use technology at very high levels, and at very high levels too that are not dangerous to the natural balance of the world, that sort of thing. But how do they use this technology? So a lot of it is actually telepathically or consciously controlled. There was a world I went to with my friend Safet. I bounced in, he's a human, I bounced into this world through astral travel. I was working with a guide, they took me to this planet, and I can't really describe the planet. Oh wait, no, I do know which planet it is. So he took me to this planet, and there were asteroids around the planet, and this is one of the ones that they were mining the asteroids, and I had the feeling that they had like a moon or a very large celestial object orbiting their planet that they had actually blown up, and blown up to harvest the minerals more easily. They were harvesting them with ships. They were like pulling ships in and drilling and flying back down to the surface. This planet was covered in cities. I cannot remember, part of the thing I can't remember is the coloring of the atmosphere, and some of the planets that they were on had nebulas outside of them. I think this one was more of like a purple hued atmosphere. I'd have to look at my notes. It's been a while since I've been to his world, but his world is covered in cities, very consumed in that way. And I drop in astrally, but there's this man standing there, and this man is in a military uniform, very, very military uniform. You could almost describe it as Star Trek-like, I guess, in a way, but with more insignia on his body. And so he's standing there, and he's got this device in his ear that the best way I can describe it is it looks like a Bluetooth headset, but much more complicated. And I'm looking at him, and he starts talking to me. Now, I don't remember his name. I remember he was like a general commander of their essentially like military force that was for that planet. And I'm like, wait a second, your energy, you're not the one talking to me. How are you talking to me? And he points to, first of all, he points to the thing, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then he points behind him, and I turn around, and we're in this like meditation room. And in the center of the meditation room, there's a man meditating in the room. I don't really remember what he was wearing. So they wear like, I think Safet wears like a robe when he's in that space, but he wears regular clothes outside of that space type of thing. And he's got one side of his hair is green, the other side, man, it's been so long, I can't remember if it's like a dark blue or a black type of coloring. but like a neon, it's like almost neon green and goes higher and rolls back like we would call it more of a punk look from the 90s, like punk 90s look. But he, very gentle energy, and he's the one that pulled me there consciously. So he reached out to me consciously through my guides, and I came down because of him. But when I came down, I popped in looking out the window of this city, looking out that window next to this other man, and was like, wait, that's not the energy that brought me here. Who is this? So Safet and I were communicating telepathically and through consciousness. And the other man could see me and hear me because of a headset that he had in. And they explained to me that they use this technology because some of them are not, they have not risen their vibration, and they have made a choice to use technology instead of using, you know, their own vibrational skill set. So they have to rely on this, and they use it telepathically with brain waves and this and that, and it helps them see and experience the conscious world. That world has a split in the, you know, what's more valuable, technology or consciousness. There's a split there. Some people are working together, bridging it, and some people are like, they look down on one or the other. So there's some complexities to that planet. But that is one way technology is being used on another planet. It's being used to help those who are unconscious experience the things around them that they cannot experience without doing the work that, you know, somebody like myself or Safet would do. Now, another thing with technology is that it can be telepathically and consciously manipulated, and a lot of the ships that we see and experience, they don't have controls the way that we would naturally think, and there are other pieces of tech that don't have those controls. So first of all, let's talk about the ships. The ships are often controlled with your mind. You just merge your mind consciously with the consciousness energy of the ship, and you think, hey, go here, and that's where it'll go. I had a Zeta who brought me onto a ship once and told me, like, they pulled up this planetary system they wanted the ship to go to, and they were like, okay, you get to control the ship. And I'm like, I don't know how to control it. And they're like, just feel the ship and then tell it to go. And that's what I did. And poof, the ship went. And I was able to like navigate the ship for a short distance as much as I could handle. It was vibrationally, it was a different experience. So I only did it for a short time. And then they took back control of the ship and took me around these planets and showed me, they might have actually taken me to one of the Sirius worlds because they were showing me the whales and dolphins of some of those other worlds. But I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know a lot of the planetary names or species or anything. That was when I was first learning about all their technologies. So they merge their mind with the ship to control it. So it's like they don't even have to, you know, run over and press a button or pull a lever. If something's happening, they just go and think it, poof, the ship goes. It's the fastest form of operation for technology. Is we'll get to a space where our telepathic conscious energy will just control the technology. It'll turn it on, turn it off, do whatever it does. I was on an Arcturian ship once, and they showed me a food. I don't know what to call it. So in Star Trek, they have built into the wall on Star Trek, they have these food devices, and I don't remember what they're called. They're synthesizers or something. They take molecules that are fed into it and turn that into any food that you want. Those actually exist. They had a version of that was like a dome, and the beings who were physical and needed food in that space would walk up to it and look at it, and you would just think, what food do you want? And you would think it, and it would take energy and, you know, manipulate the energy, and at the end there was a conveyor belt type thing, and it would just, the food would come out of it. Again, conscious technology, telepathic technology that worked based on your thought. You just thought if you wanted spaghetti, you could be like, spaghetti. And it just knew based on the energy of that, the memory of it, the knowing of it, how to make it. If you wanted a burger, if you wanted, you know, a salad, if you wanted ice cream, whatever, it would be able to spit that out. Those types of technologies exist where everything is merged with our energy and our consciousness, and there are no, like, this was a very, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't a pretty device. It was functional, and a lot of their stuff that I've seen so far is more functional. Like, it was just a silver dome, had the conveyor belt like thing, and you went up to it and you just thought whatever you wanted to think, and out the food came. There are all kinds of other technologies I could talk about, but we're at time. So if you're interested in supporting this work, please consider a spirit art reading or divine counsel transmission on my website, awakenwithwillow.com. Remember, you can comment with questions, experiences, that sort of thing. Grateful for each and every one of you, and I love you all.